Alrighty, guys, welcome. So glad to see you all. So glad that we're all able to experience this together and really jump into leadership and learn what it takes. My name is Katie O'Kane, and I will be your guys' trainer today. And I'm so excited for this opportunity that I was able to have to really take what I've learned and kind of apply it to my life and share with all of you guys about what it takes to be a great leader and leadership skills and communication skills and kind of everything. But before we fully dive in, I want everybody to go around and kind of introduce yourself and get to know your peers. Cool, awesome. Sounds good. Nice to meet you. Hi, Kristen. Alrighty, thanks guys, that was awesome. I think it really helps us to be able to understand and kind of really dive in without being distracted when you know your peers, you know kind of the people next to you who you're going to be working with. So without further ado, I'm so excited to teach you guys about leadership and kind of what it takes for those RAs and those RDs. So I have a couple of group activities set for us, some cool ways to interact with each other and kind of really dive into the session. And I also have kind of like a little ticket out the door. I know it kind of feels like elementary school, but it really helped me during my training process to kind of use that to get out of the door. So first things first, I want everybody to kind of take a breather, put their phones away, kind of take any distractions out of the room so we can fully understand everything and just have a great time. Second thing is I want everybody to get out a piece of paper and write something down that you would like to know for me, from me, what one expectation you have for your peers, for me, kind of everything. So that will help me better assess my next training session with you guys. So I would like to pull up this little thing here for us and really be able to show you guys what I have planned. So we do have some kind of lecture time, if you will, and then we have some group activity work and then kind of some reflection work and kind of all of that. So the objective is to be able to show and understand the skills and the requirements for a leader, kind of what it takes to be a leader, and to kind of come up with some strategies with communication if things aren't going right, kind of all of that stuff. And then once we get into our group activity, I will definitely explain that more. So, first off, requirements for a leader. I think that everybody can be a leader. I think that everybody has the ability and has the capacity to be a leader. It is just up to you guys if this is something that you want to do. I truly love what I do, and I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So I really enjoyed having open communication. I think that is definitely one of the most important things to do as a leader is to have open communication and definitely set those boundaries and be clear. Provide clarity for your participants, for the individuals you're working with, for the contestants, kind of anything. For your employees working under you, kind of all of that stuff. Being able to provide clarity really gives truthfulness, being yourself, and creating room for constructive criticism when you are truthful and when that is present. Communication skills are definitely important in order to be a leader. You have to have those same expectations for your contestants, the individuals X, Y, and Z, as they do for you. So if you are telling somebody, hey guys, like this is something that needs to get done, like you cannot expect anything from those people if you cannot do it yourself. And that's just kind of how it is. And being able to really, really, really communicate with them is definitely one of the most important things. You also need to be leading by example. You can't go off and say, all right, guys, like you've got to set up everything for the next crew or, for the next RAs that are on, but then not do anything for them. You've got to lead by example. Think about somebody setting your crew up. Like, you are that example for those younger people under you or even people who see you. You want your crew to be in tip-top shape, in tip-top form. Well, guess what? You've got to be that. You have to lead by example. Another important thing and objective that I hope that you guys are able to take out is to be responsible for everything that you do. You really have to, if you make a mistake, then own up to it. We're all humans. We're all individuals, and it definitely happens. Being able to provide that feedback for, hey, this is what I could have done better, or this is what you could have done better, or, hey, it was a really rough day. What could have been done better? Or could we have gone about that particular situation in a different way? Kind of just all of this stuff. But definitely being responsible and taking responsibility for your actions as well as your crew's actions. Because you are the leader and you are that point of that group, their actions are going to fall back on you at the end of the day. And you have to, make sure that you're taking that full responsibility and jumping in and being like, hey guys, like what can I do? Like, let's do this instead of this, or, you had something happen and you're like, yeah, like what's up? Like you are that person that other individuals are going to go to. And with that being said, that when it is kind of when communication comes into play, you've got to be upfront. You've got to give your boundaries and you have to give your expectations, but don't beat around the bush. If you like black, say you like black. If you like purple, say you like purple. If you have these expectations, then that's just something that needs to be done. We don't need to be rude about it. We don't need to be passive aggressive, but again, providing those boundaries and those clarity topics and concepts will help the process be so much smoother. You guys, I promise you. Do we have any questions or concerns? No? Nothing? Perfect. Alrighty, guys. Great. That was kind of my little lecture part. So just a little bit today, and then for our next session, we're going to jump into it a little bit deeper. And so for the group activity, we are going to kind of do something fun. So I'm going to go with Kristen, and then you guys are going to pair up, and then you guys are going to pair up. And so basically what we're going to do is kind of do like a practice round of like being a leader and kind of leading by example and having that open communication. But there is going to be one issue that you guys are going to have to get past. One of your coworkers lied. So what can you do being a leader for your coworker that lied? What are you going to say? How are you going to act? Kind of all of that fun stuff. So without further ado, our first group is going to go, and you guys will be all set. All right? First group goes. Alrighty, guys, that was awesome. Way to start this group activity off. That was great. Alrighty, second group is going to come up. Second group. All right, guys, great. That was so good. You guys are doing so well in this. I'm so proud of you guys. Alrighty, and third group. Perfect. Awesome. Great. Alrighty, guys, that was such a fun activity. I hope all of us really enjoyed that. It was so much fun. Kristen did a great job at, teaching me how to, not lie and not be about it, and then switching roles and, me exemplifying what I can do to become a better leader. And one of the greatest things to remember, you guys, is, once again, we're all individuals. We're all going to make mistakes. We're just human beings, and that's how it's going to be. But if you guys can 100% nip that and just accept it, it's going to be so much easier, and you're going to enjoy being a leader and being in a leadership position. I mean, it's going to be great. Now, with that piece of paper that you guys took out, I'm going to have you kind of draw a line on it, and then at the bottom half of it, I want you guys to, it's kind of going to be your ticket out the door. So we did our expectations in the first half before we did our lecture part, and now I want you guys to write something down that you are going to take into next session, and something that is that really, really stuck with you. So that's going to be your first half of your ticket out the door. And then on the second half, you can just label them 1 or 2 or kind of whatever you feel is necessary. On the second half, I want you to give me one thing that you would like me to dive deeper into, and then one concept that you're like, oh, Katie should have done better at explaining this, or could have done better at doing this, or something like that. And then after that, you guys are all set to go, and I will see you next week for that second session. Alrighty, guys, thanks so much for coming, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Bye, y'all.